What's up? What's up, y'all? Happy Thursday. Uncle Chi, what's happening, brother? Definitely appreciate all you guys who came to the clean out last week. That was super dope. Looking forward to doing the next one. Don't forget, May 29th. Make sure you guys tune in. It's going to be a dope event. The investment blueprint coming to you live May 29th. Make sure you guys hit the link in the bio. Rachel, what's happening, Queen? I hope all is well. Keep killing them. Keep doing your thing. I see you out there. Trying to get a Tia up. Here we go. Boom. Nothing much. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. Let me set the camera up right so I ain't gotta be fooling with it. How you doing?
Go ahead. Do your thing. I'm good. I'm good.
I'm good.
Allergies kicking my butt. I ain't gonna lie. That's my only dilemma.
It is that time of year. Yeah, allergies, they can definitely be crazy.
It is. It is. Between that, I had to shake a couple tenants down today, but outside of that, I don't really have no squabbles.
The tenants there, they bring out that side of you, the shakedown side.
Well, I be trying to be polite, like it's a pandemic, but nah, them tenants that they gonna try a pandemic or no pandemic.
Right. It ain't a pandemic, it's a bandemic. They need to pay that money. Right, bands. Give me my money.
But no, that's the thing. Like I see them out here balling because I see them on IG. I see them.
Right. You're like, tell them stop playing.
But how you making out though?
Oh, I'm good. A little jet lag from my quick trip to LA. I was there for 24 hours, came right back. So otherwise, I'm great. I can't complain at all.
Well, you got to tell us about it though. I definitely understand the jet lag, but you got to tell us about it because that looked like a dope event with the good brothers from Earn Your Leisure.
Yeah, it was incredible. It was even more amazing. The pictures and the video, really doesn't do it justice. So literally Rashad posted.
You gave us a teaser.
Huh?
You gave us a teaser.
Yes. So literally, Rashad posted it's a private EYO group. Only certain people, get access to it in the community. So he posted, look, we about to do this networking event in LA. Everybody come through. And I was like, and I saw that Monday? The event was on Tuesday.
Okay.
I saw it Monday. I was like, why not? Let me go hang out with my people. So I hopped on a flight, went out there just for the event. I have students all over the country, so I end up meeting up with one of my students because usually I don't get to see him in person sometimes. So that was dope. Yeah, and just went to the event. He was like, it's going to be heavy tonight. A lot of, heavy folks, who are, just killing the game, going to be here. I didn't know who else. He did tell me once I got there who else was about to come through. So yeah, it was him 500. It was Alex Good Energy. It was 19 Keys, which was incredible meeting him in person. Of course, Rashad and Troy were there. Miss Business was there. So just a lot of heavyweights. It was awesome. So we had the event and then we hung out all night. I didn't get in until 3:30 in the morning. We were just hopping from one spot to the other, enjoying the LA scene. So I was up for a legit 26 hours straight. I was like, guys, I gotta go to sleep at some point.
So is it the jet lag or was it the network?
Both. It's all of it. The networking. It's both. So I had a good time. It was well worth the trip. I was like, look, I ain't come out here to sleep. I came out here to, kick it with my people. So we were all hanging out. The event ended, and then we just started popping to different spots. So it was beautiful. It was awesome.
That's what's. But the cool part is the fruits of your labor from the real estate allows you to pick up and go and have your own schedule.
Yeah. People was like, damn, you live out here? I'm like, nah. They're like, oh, y'all here for the week? I'm like, nah. I was like, they were like, when you get here? I was like, this morning. They're like, when you leave it tomorrow morning, So yeah, it is, real estate does give me so much freedom. Yeah, and I can get into that a little more. It does give you a lot of freedom, and I was able to pick up and just go.
So what would you say in regards to networking? Like, do you feel like networking in relationships are like a big part to your business or anybody's business? Like, would you say that's one of the keys?
I say it all the time, real estate investing really is a team sport. And really in any business, you need a network. And I know that a lot of heavy hitters, they're in cities like New York, Atlanta, DC. They're not coming to Philly. I got to go to them. You know what I mean? Some days, some might pass through Philly here and there. Bless you. Yeah, some might go through here and there, but I have to go. You got to go where the action is. You got to go where the money resides. So that's exactly what I did.
That's what's up. So when you go to these networking events, like, how do you make them successful? Like, for the people who aren't used to networking, do you just go around the room and like constantly like just say your name, like, hi, my name is Atia, or like what would you say is a good goal to have when you go to these networking?
Yeah, so really go with an open mind, and definitely don't stick up in a corner. Don't be on your cell phone. Get off your phone, and talk to people. Literally, I walk up to strangers. So this type of networking event was my favorite kind because there are people who are, past where I'm at, and I'm looking at them like, wow, you're killing it. And then there are people who are not where I'm at yet that I can love on and nurture, give some game to, drop some gems, give them some guidance. So I love when I can give and receive. And so that's definitely what this event was. So yeah, there were definitely people who I never met in person who were killing it. And I just roll up on them. And say, and talk to them, whatever. I've always been that way. Actually, I met Oprah Winfrey that way. She actually came to visit a TV station where I used to work.
Okay.
Everybody was scared to walk up to her. And it was a while ago. This is before we had these awesome cameras on our phone. So I actually I worked at a TV station, so I would carry a camera with me. And I was like, take my camera and take a picture. I'm going to talk to her right now. And so you really have to be that way because you just never know what opportunities. And then you could see somebody that looks what you might consider to be weird, or they just look regular or whatever. And they could be killing the game, or they could be the person to help you get your first deal, or the person to help pull you up, or the person to help you in your first 6 figures, whatever you're working on. So networking is critical, is super important. And that's why it was worth it for me to just, hop on this plane, pop over there real quick and come right back.
Nah, that's dope. That's dope. And definitely, like, when you go to these, you never know. I always say, like, if I learned one thing for any event I go to, like, all right, it was well worth it.
Yes, no doubt about it. Definitely well worth it.
And then, not to mention, you just had your own class a week ago.
I did. It was not even a week ago. It was Saturday and Sunday.
Okay.
So definitely getting to LA, my voice is going to go out on me. Because on my class, I just pour out. I was teaching for 20 hours between Saturday and Sunday, making sure my students leave my class fully equipped, fully confident, fully clear about the steps that they need to take to get that first or next deal done. So yeah, I did that, was worn out Monday morning, woke up and saw this event. I had planned to rest up, you know, slow self-care action. But I was like,
Stay on the grind.
the self-care can wait. We got to go, you know, handle some business real quick. So,
That's what's up. And so for those who don't know, can you tell us about your class again? Like, what is it that you do in your class? What are some of the results from your class?
oh, absolutely. So the name of my 2-day workshop, and we have another one coming up June 5th and 6th. It's called How to Build a $1 Million Real Estate Portfolio in 1 year. The curriculum is tight. The community is amazing. I really am giving folks everything they need to know to get that first deal done. So I'm teaching them the entire investing process from beginning to end. That's really important. A lot of teachers don't do that. They kind of piecemeal stuff or they hold back. I don't hold back. My students will tell you that. You know, anybody who wants to see it, you can go to atiablairrealestate.com/apply. And when you complete the information there, it'll take you my testimonials page. And so you could just see my students just talking about how they were buying multifamily properties during COVID and how I helped save them from a $50,000 mistake. And one of my students, Jasmine, talked about how this was her 4th real estate class, and she got more in my class than she did of all 3 of the prior classes that she had been in. So it's really tight. It's really thorough. I genuinely care about my students and their results. And then I always have former students, alumni pop in. So I had 2 come in. Shavir, killing it. You know, she's on her 4th project. She's out in Baltimore real heavy. Just totally changed her life. She joined us live from class from her new condo on the water. You know? And so it's, you know, totally changed her life. And then my student Alicia popped in. She's killing it. I was like, girl, you buy more real estate than me? Like, she's killing it. I love it. And so she's on her 3rd property in a year. So she's getting up there to $1 million. That's what it's all about. You know, I really would like to normalize. Say it again.
And the year's not nowhere near over yet.
Exactly. So she started last year. She came to my class last year. Yeah. So, you know, my goal is to normalize the conversation around us being millionaires in the community. It's a normal thing that we talk about. So yeah, they came through and just shared with everybody. Like, I was literally where you were, sitting in your seat, didn't know anything about real estate investing, didn't know how to fund it, didn't understand the strategy. And not only did they get the information, but they put it into practice, and they are achieving their goals with it. It's amazing.
Nah, that's dope. And like I said, I've talked to a few of your students. Everybody tells me that takes your class, they love it. And you don't just, like, you teach them real estate, but there's so many other things you're teaching them between the Airbnb and raising capital. It's like you get almost like it's a steal for your class.
Yeah, and I really, you know, people tell me I should charge some more. I just don't want to make it cost prohibitive. Maybe one day I will charge more. So come in now if you're trying to come in, because, you know, the price might go up.
Why you kid?
Yeah, I pour out. I really do. I really do. And, you know, a lot of folks in my community are women. And so I even talk to women about just being super confident on the job, you know, because it is a male dominant. All the nuances to get and maintain the respect that you deserve as a woman on the job, and how to navigate all that. Just how to be super confident in that space. And so I'm just teaching these life skill in a way. So I go really deep. I've been at this for 14 years. And so I do, like you said, I do give more than strategy. I'm teaching people how to set up their life, you know, because a lot of people, they're like, I want to leave my job, or I want to be a real estate investor or whatnot. But what a lot of people do when they do get the opportunity to leave, start a business, become a real estate investor, what they end up doing is creating a job for themselves and not a business. Right. And so I talk about the difference and really set my students up for success.
Now, that's amazing. And when did you say the next class is?
June 5th and 6th. We are selling out quickly. So definitely you can click the link in my bio if you want to get more details on that.
And then don't forget, if you want to get a preview of Atia's class, May 29th, she is going to be our speaker. I know I can't wait, along with some other greats, Herman, the Haitian CEO, Dwayne, Jackson Rental Homes, By the Hood family, Real Estate Tracy, you name it. It's going to be dope. Say it again.
Benicia is going to be there too, right?
Yes.
Yes.
She's flying in for it. So I know that's going to be a goodie.
We just spoke together in Dallas, Texas last month.
Right. I saw that. It. Like, I'm everybody. Like, now we bring the feeling. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Nah, that's amazing. A question for you though. In regards to the real estate investing, when dealing with contractors, let's start with the first question, because it's two. The first question. How do you hire a good contractor? Like, what's a good sign to say, hey, he's a good contractor, she's a good contractor, I should work with them?
Yeah, so my number one way to find good contractors is through referrals. Because, if you just find them on the street, or you find them on Google, or you find them on social media because they post good pictures, they're not going to post the bad stuff, right? So for me, that's been the best source of contractors is, when another real estate investor like yourself, I go, hey, Anthony, I need an electrician. You'd be like, yes, this dude, he's been rocking out for me for 2 years. He's going to be good to you, So that's the best and the safest way. And I will say contractors who do good with like homeowners, the work is a bit different for investors. If you're just doing like a single family home, maybe they could knock it out for you. But other investors, I get referrals from other investors.
I see what you're saying. So don't call your aunt and ask who did her kitchen, because he might specialize in kitchens, but in regards to working in a certain budget and then staying on a certain timeline, that might not be his specialty for what you're trying to do. So talk to an investor, or even talk to another tradesman, right? Like, maybe if I talk to my painter, he knows the sheetrock guys.
I don't even talk to other trades. I did that before and it just didn't go right.
Seriously?
Yeah. So, well, maybe that tradesman, he wasn't good himself. So
right. Birds of a feather flock together.
Exactly. So yeah, both of them were bad. So maybe if you ask someone for a while who knows what they're doing, they can definitely help you out with that. And I'm not saying don't ask your auntie for a referral, because I got a great referral one time from one of my husband's coworkers. They had their bathroom done. We was over their house. He was like, "Atia, come." People know what I do, so they got me all in their bedroom.
What you think? What you think?
Let me see it. And I was like, "Oh, this looks good. Let me get their info." And those guys, they did work for me for about 2-3 years after that. So, yeah, that could be a good source too. But referrals, hands down.
Reliable referrals.
Yeah.
And then, when do you know to fire a contractor? Like, when is enough?
Yeah, good question. I've learned to hire fast and fire even faster, right? Because sometimes you got to cut your losses. So especially when contractors, there's some telltale signs. So when they're not showing up, it's kind of like, oh yeah, I'm around the corner. And around the corner, it's Tuesday at 4 o'clock, and it takes them till Friday at 6 a.m. to get around the corner, right? So that's a telltale sign. Somebody who raises the price on you in the job. So a lot of contractors, when they're in school, one of the things that they're taught to do is give a lower price to get the job, and then raise the price while they're in the job, because you already started. Especially if you pull permits for them, they're not gonna really want to back out. So that's a strategy for some contractors. So you got to watch out for that. Because if you're raising the price on me, you're going to have to, show me, what's going on, what's wrong, right. Explain to me what these extra numbers are about and why you didn't see it, or realize this would have needed to be done in the first place. Also, when I'm ready to fire them, somebody who just doesn't know what they're doing, So this is why it's important to pull your permits, especially as a newer investor. You want to pull your permits, because that inspector is going to make sure that the work is done correctly. And they might talk, especially for women, right? Because if you go, oh, this is not right, they're going to be like, no, it's right, it's good, blah, blah, blah. But when that inspector comes in and he's like, this is not right, that's Bible. Ain't a whole lot you can say. You're going to do what he asked you to do, or you're not going to get your finalized you don't get your inspection finalized, you're not getting paid.
Right.
So they're going to do what the inspector says. So that really can be an extra layer of protection. Yeah, if they don't know what they're doing, you got to cut your losses. Also, I want to encourage folks, since we're talking about contractors, be very careful about working with the cheapest guy, right? You don't want the cheapest guy because they don't know what they're doing. And you don't want the most expensive guy because you're paying the middleman. So the most expensive guy is going to be these large companies, nationwide companies, or statewide companies where, you know, they got the fancy trucks with all the logos on it. And they got someone in the office.
You paying for that advertisement.
Exactly. Hello, you've reached ABC Contractors. They got an assistant. They got a bookkeeper. When you ask them for estimates, they're typing up like a whole whatever. I like somebody right in the middle. Most of my best contractors have no social media. They have no website. They just doing the work. They don't have to do the work, take phone calls, and be on social media too. So definitely that'll keep you out of trouble because, and I brought that up because we were talking about when to fire them. If you hire that cheapest guy, in many cases, you're going to end up having to hire someone more expensive to come and fix their work. So it costs you. It's expensive to be cheap is what I like to say. Ask me how I know.
How do you know?
Because it's tempting. The cheap numbers are tempting, and I've given in to it, and I regret it. You know, I've regretted it. So I learned my lesson early on. Don't be lured in by the cheap price. It's not as cheap as you think it is.
Right now, I think we all go through that because especially in the beginning, you know, you're really like excited to get the deal done, and then you're thinking about all the profit that you're going to make because of this rehab budget. And then when you realize, like, I should have did this from the beginning,
yeah,
because now I'm paying twice, maybe triple if he got to go back and refix and rebuy what the other person did.
Exactly.
It could get ugly, but like you said, it's better to count your losses early than keep waiting and trying to prolong it.
That is correct. Yeah, you got it.
Well, we're definitely excited about it. We're definitely looking forward to it, you know, to being able to hear more of this on May 29th. So, you know, we definitely hope, look, hit the link in my bio as well. Get your ticket. Tickets are selling out. We've been pushing. We also got the ride along this Saturday for those people who did purchase a ticket. We gave them
Awesome.
so they can come out to the properties, see your property.
Get y'all tickets.
Look,
that's amazing. That's an amazing bonus.
Lorenzo, man, he said, yo, Ed, I think we got to give him a little extra. He's like, I feel like I want to be around the people sooner than May 29th. So, you know, he's like, yo, we're going to show them a house that's basically demoed.
Yeah.
Show them a house that's a finished product, and we're going to, you know, teach them how to deal with contractors, how to properly, you know, what your rehab schedule should look like. Should you do the electric first? Should you do the plumbing? Should you do the floors or do the sheetrock first? Whatever, you know, we're going to put that blueprint for you together. So you're going to be able to come out this Saturday. It's for those who purchased the ticket for the May 29th investment blueprint class. What else are you working on now, Matia?
Oh, man. I have 6 rehabs going on right now.
Wait, time out. You just flew to Cali. You just had a boot camp. And you're rehabbing 6 houses at the same time.
Yes, sir. 6.
All of them busted out already.
So we're in different stages. So we have 1, 2, 4 have been demoed down. 2 we've started to put back together. So it has electrical, plumbing, HVAC. We just had some theft over there, so putting some stuff back in.
Well, can you talk about that? Like, how can you get around the theft part? Like, is it inevitable or?
You can. So I didn't put my project manager, I gave him the security systems and the cameras to put in, and he was busy and he'd have put them in, and they got us.
One day too late.
Yeah. So I had an intense conversation with him, and we're going to get back on the right track. So honestly, look, real estate investors get paid to solve problems. I am constantly problem solving all day. It's just another problem. I don't get in my feelings about it too much. It's just time and money. And, you know, it's just time and money. So, you know, we'll put everything back. And then put the security systems in first. So those, so that'll deter anybody. So I have 3 commercial mixed-use properties under construction. 2 are side by side. One over by Temple University. Then I have one in Mantua, West Philly, close to my office. Picked that up. That was a sweet deal. I put in an offer on that on Christmas Day. I had no competition. Everybody was busy eating, drinking, being merry. I was married too, and I got that deal locked up.
Mr. Baby, Merry
Yeah.
Christmas.
Yes, Merry Christmas all the way into the new year. And then I just finished up one. We have a long-term tenant in there. Then another unit is an Airbnb. So the Airbnb is up and running. Then I have one that's going through zoning. I haven't touched that yet. It's going to be a triplex. It's a big house. We got a gutter down, but waiting to finish zoning. I almost never do the zoning play. But as I'm a teacher, I'm a mentor. I just wanted to go through the process.
You're doing a conversion.
Yeah, a conversion, multifamily conversion. So it's a single family. It's going to be a triplex by the time I finish with her.
Nice. So
now by Temple Hospital. So I'm going to do some traveling nursing, housing for traveling nurses and stuff like that. I'm going to make a killing on that one for sure.
Oh, I feel a sneeze coming. It was right there.
Okay.
Watch, as soon as I start talking, I think I'm good. But that is amazing. So 6 rehabs, all different style, different phases.
Yeah.
So, question for you: how do you manage all those different capacities, all those different budgets? Different, like this strategy, that strategy. Like, how do you stay organized with all of that stuff?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I actually spoke at a women's conference in Delaware about 4 weeks ago. And what I told them, if you want to go higher, you have to hire. You can't build an empire. God bless you. Yeah, you can't build an empire by yourself. And so I have a team. So I have my crew. Bless you.
Oh, it was there. Thank
you. All good. It's all good. So I have my contractors, obviously. But my best contractor that's been with me for years, I actually made him my project manager. So he doesn't do the work for me anymore, but it's his eyes. It's his job to put his eyes on all the jobs, make sure that they're running. So instead of me talking to 10 or 15 different contractors, I just speak to him and they all speak to him.
There you go.
Me a ton of time. And then I have someone doing the books. I have a bookkeeper because it's too much. That's a whole full-time job with all the receipts I have coming and going. So that's how I do it because I don't do it by myself. Then I have my assistant. She's great. So a lot of the running around, a lot of the paperwork, getting tenants placed, getting my Section 8 set up, different things. She's just in everything, helping me out. And so, the goal as a CEO of your company, as a business owner, or the goal as a business owner is to be the CEO of your company. You can't be the CEO of your company if you're got to run around and pick up Amazon packages and mail and stuff. I hire folks and it was tough to get my mentality there, hire someone. So let's say I'm doing a $20 an hour job when if I, did something different, I could have made $2,000 in that same hour, which is a reality. That's a real number for me. I can make more than $2,000 in an hour for real. So why would I spend my
talk it
bogged down? I mean, that's where we at. You want to know how much money I made today? I made 20 grand today alone. That's from just one revenue stream. The other revenue streams is hard to count by the day like that, but so that's just from one revenue stream. So I can't spend my time running to Home Depot and Lowe's because I'm not making any money doing that, but I can pay somebody to do that for me. And I love providing jobs. I know people say don't hire your family. I got my family. I got, people who've been riding out for me for a long time. I love put my people on, having folks around me that I already know, like, and trust. So that's how I do it. I don't do it by myself. Even my social media, I got somebody helping with that, helping me with posting, because that's a full-time job. Lord have mercy.
It's a job within the job, the social media.
Yeah, so I have to, of course, no one can talk for me and no one can, I don't have anybody, who has a little face mask. I do have to show up and shoot the
Some 3D
video.
stuff, 3D stuff coming in the future.
Right, some holograph, something. So yeah, I do, have to do that. And there are other things that, require my intellectual property, like coaching. So obviously my classes, I'm teaching my classes. I know a lot of folks sell classes and they don't show up. They got other people teaching it. I ain't gonna leave my people hanging like that.
Right.
And then I have a 6-month group coaching program. So I'm with my students every Monday live, and then but I'm readily available to them at any time during the week when they need coaching, mentorship, running numbers on deals. I'm with them every day of the week. And so I'm able to serve them and do that because I have a team to help me.
So in regards to that team structure, right?
Mm-hmm.
How or what, not what is the process, but how does that conversation go with yourself in regards to accepting the CEO role, right? Because I feel like, I'm gonna just say myself, I struggle with the title. So like I'm okay with being in charge, but the title, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in the delegation, I can delegate. But then the title is like, no, we a team. Like I can't do it without you. You can't do it without me per se, right? You know, same token, if you start hiring more people, it's like, all right, you gotta start letting people know, like, no, like if I didn't say that, don't do that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think, it just, you evolve over time. Where I was a year ago, I'm not there anymore. Where I was 2 years ago, I'm not there anymore. And so you just evolve over time. I do, and that's why I refer to my team members as team members. I don't say I'm their boss or whatever. I just know for me, when I was working a 9 to 5, which this is year 10 years I've been a full-time for. I could have quit. I could have gave up. It was certainly like hard. It kicked my butt those first few years, but I hung in there. And so I earned this. You know what I mean? I earned my spot.
Right.
I earned my spot. And it is what it is. And whoever can roll with it, then everybody's not going to go with me. Everybody's not going to be on the team. But I make sure that my team members are fully bought into me, what I have going on, the company, the brand, all that, because they are brand ambassadors. Even when my class this weekend, everyone just talked about how Atia, your team, the same experience I have with you is the same experience that I have with them. They're professional, helpful, go above and beyond. And then I try my best to invest in my team members' goals, their dreams. I want them to have the lifestyle that they want with my company, so they're happy and they stay and they are great brand ambassadors. So it's a process though, to get there. I just started with my assistant. That was like the first full-time hire. And then I just went from there. So.
Well, that's good to hear. So that let me know I'm in the right direction, because I have my first full-time assistant working with me Monday through Friday right now. So, it's been, we on our 4th month. So we doing our thing. So things are, and I just like, it's more so me. I got to give up some of the control and allow him to do some more.
Yeah, that was weird for me. Like my assistant's like all in my business, and I didn't like that. I was just like, you know too much about me.
Oh, you need my password for what? Like what?
Social security, like everything. So you have them sign, NDAs, and constantly remind them about confidentiality at their anniversary dates, reminding them about confidentiality so nobody gets comfortable. So yeah, just set things up for success, set them up for success, set the company up for success.
But I think the key thing I heard you say if I rewind this, put the team with you, right? So that allowed you the capacity to grow, and that's why you also had not the opportunity, but the comfort level, I'll say, to keep buying and doing what you're doing at that level, in addition to all the other arms that you got working.
Yeah, absolutely. One, it helps me to, give me a life. I didn't get into business because I do work more for myself than I did, when I was in corporate America, but I love what I do and it's a choice.
Right.
Yeah, you just, you put one foot in front of the other and get it done.
Nah, that's dope. That's dope. I was gonna say, we also talked about that in regards to the service. So
Mm-hmm.
me and Lorenzo were talking like trying to set the business up like with the Chick-fil-A motto. No
Mm-hmm.
matter what Chick-fil-A you go to, you always leave happy and
Sure.
satisfied kind of thing. So it was like
Mm-hmm.
say that is like one, you did some great training, you set great expectations, and then you hold your people accountable.
Yeah. I actually just hired someone else, another full-time employee. They started with me on Monday, and their sole job is to make sure everything runs like butter. Everything got to be butter, ooze. Both because I have two primary sides of my business, the education side, where I'm serving my students, clients, helping them achieve their goals, and then the real estate investing side, where I'm buying the distressed properties, providing beautiful housing. And in that bucket, I have the long-term rentals. I have the short-term rentals with Airbnb. So this person's job, they're a full-time employee. I have so much going on that their job is just to make sure my students have an amazing experience from start to finish. My projects are running smooth and all the key players are communicating on the same page and everything is moving fluidly. So yeah, that's someone's whole job for my company right now.
Nah, that's dope. That's dope. That's,
Mm.
um, all right. Well, that's definitely dope. So I'm definitely wishing you nothing but success. I want to come check out one of these properties one day to come see what you got going.
Yeah, anytime. I'm usually in Philly during the weekday. I'm at our home in the DMV right now, but yeah, I'll
I
be back.
love it. When we talked last time, you was down there. Look,
Yeah,
on the weekend, nothing but brunch spots.
yes, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I have some family functions going on, so I said let me stay down this side. But yeah, hit me up. You can come through for sure.
All right. Well, I definitely appreciate that. So anything that we can expect for May 29th, can you give them just a little teaser? And by the way, Lorenzo wanted to jump in here with you.
Come
Um,
on, oh, come on in here. Come on in here. Let him
he
come
just
in
we just
here.
we did a deal together. I helped. Well, I passed off a distressed property for him that he just picked up today.
Okay, nice. Yeah, tell him come on in here. Hey, Charlotte, that's my student who I told you I went to hang out with in LA.
Okay.
First lady midwife. So yeah, we went to lunch, had a great lunch. So I love spending time with my students when I can. So yeah, if Lorenzo wants to pop in.
I
Um,
just sent it to him.
okay, cool. And you were asking me something. I forgot your
Oh
question.
no, I was saying to you. So can you just give us a little tidbit or like what we can expect, what the people can expect rather for May 29th?
Yeah, so you said you want me to be the closer, so I'm gonna try to shut the whole building down. I'm trying to set the building on fire in a good way. Yeah, hopefully they got to call the fire marshal for me. So, obviously, folks, you hungry for content, for strategy, and it's really to change your life, right? Because, people want to invest in real estate, not so they can say, I got a house, but people are looking for better quality of life. They're looking for more income. They're looking for financial freedom. They're looking for time freedom. And many of the speakers that are going to be there, I know them personally. Yeah. They are rock stars. They're the real deal. They're killing it. And you guys don't want to miss this event. So I'm going to bring the house down. They're going to bring the house down. And the goal is for you to come in the building and not walk out the same way that you came in.
Woo-hoo. Man, I just got chills. Man, you feel that? I got goosebumps. Oh man.
Lives, we ain't really doing nothing, so we ain't coming in so y'all can get a warm and fuzzy feeling. We're showing up on a Saturday because, matter of fact, I'm gonna be in Vegas hanging out with my family. I'm leaving just to come, to this event. So y'all better come prepared. I'm gonna give you my all. All the other speakers are gonna do the same thing, and just come ready to receive because we're gonna pour out.
Talk about go getter and grinding, no excuses between the Vegas, then back to Philly, between the LA, back to Philly. Like, yo, like it's no excuses. Like, yo, you making it happen. That's salute. But Lorenzo, congratulations. Congratulations.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. You know, thanks for the oop. You know, I had to swing in and take care of that. But yeah, that was a good look. That's our 5th unit this month, man. So that's my personal record right now.
Congrats. That's awesome.
That's
Thank you,
dope, right
thank you.
before the month is over. So that's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do got. I did have a question because I tried to do the mentorship thing. Like, how did you how do you manage it? Because I feel like with me that was more time consuming than actually running the projects.
Yeah, so Anthony and I were just talking about that. I have a team. I have a
Okay.
team. They make me look good, and people don't even know they're behind me, propping me up, you know, doing a lot of the work. So I'll tell you, and I'm just now establishing a team. So it's been basically a year now that I started hiring like crazy because I was worn out, you know,
Okay.
was not experiencing the quality of life that I, you know, was wanting because I'm working so much. And I hired a consultant, and she's like, yeah, because you're doing work for 5 people. That's why.
Really?
So I had to stop doing work for 5 people, just started doing work for only maybe 3.
Okay.
And um but I'm fixing that. I just told Anthony I just hired somebody else, full-time employee on Monday. So that's how I'm able doing it because it is a full-time job. Teaching is a full-time job. Investing in real estate is a full-time job. And so I'm able to manage it because I have a team in place.
Okay. Now, are you training the one that just started on Monday? That's just responsible for making sure everything goes like butter. Did you already train them, or are they like in training and process right now?
They're in training. I wish she
Okay.
came back, you know, but I am going to train her. I just, you know, for her to get the job, she had to have the capabilities, the passion for, you know, certain, you know, like organization, numbers, you know,
Okay.
systems, stuff like that. Like that's kind of stuff had to be like a full-fledged turn on for you to get this job. Um, and so what I do is I hire people who are my opposites. They're super smart, they're super sharp, but they don't have. So, for example, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the personality exam, Colby,
Yes. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So Colby, I am like very high quick start, like an 8. So that means I'm super creative. I come up with ideas and I'm just like, boom, like off to the races. I do a little
Okay.
research a lot, right? That means, and then that also means that I'm not necessarily going to finish because people who are high quick start are low follow through. So I can't have
Okay.
my team that are low follow through. I'm low follow through enough for myself. You know what I mean? Um, so I'm hiring team members. And then in business, you got to think about it this way. So you got to kind of put your work into buckets. So this is what I love to do. This is what I love to do, but don't have time for. For example, like editing videos. I'm like a beast at editing videos. I did it for NBC News, right?
Okay.
Professionally. Most of these editors out here, they're not better than me, but I don't have time. Like I hired them and I'd be like, damn, this is trash. You know what I mean? But I
Mhm.
don't have time because editing is an art. Most people will pick up a camera and be like, I'm
Right.
a photographer. No, you're not. You're just a man with a camera. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Right.
so anyway, so it's the things you love, the things you love that you don't have time for, the things that you tolerate, and the things that you just absolutely hate, right? And so you put all those tasks into buckets, and the
Mhm.
goal is to work towards only doing what you love.
Oh,
Else should be doing everything else.
okay. I
Yeah.
like that. I
Yeah.
like that.
I got the people on my team, they love paperwork. I hate paperwork. I ain't get into that because we could be sitting here talking about that all day. I don't work. I don't like structure. I do not like responsibilities. I am not terribly organized. I don't like the numbers. And I'm sharing all this and being fully transparent. So, because I know there are people out there. Hey, by the hood, what's going on? I know. Hey, Alyssa, what's going on? So I know that there are people out there listening to this and they don't feel like they can be real estate investors. They don't feel like they can be business owners. They don't feel like they can be successful because people out here fronting on social media like this stuff is easy. You know, they fronting out here like they perfect, like they don't make mistakes. I tell people all the time, I was just sharing with Anthony, this is my 10th year in business. The first 5 kicked my butt. I really probably should have went back and got a job, but I just knew entrepreneurship for me, it was that hard. And I
Mhm.
share when people get out here and it's hard, they don't feel like they stupid or they not smart or they not as good as me. Yeah, you just as good as
Okay.
me, The only difference is you got to keep going.
Right.
You got to keep grinding. You got to be determined. That's the only difference a lot of times between people who make it and people don't. I'm freaking relentless, man. I am relentless. You know what I mean?
Oh,
When I want something, forget about it. It's done, right?
Right.
So I'm sharing that I'm not organized, that I don't love the numbers, that I hate paperwork, because there's other people out there just like me, and a lot of them feel like, or the world might make them feel like, well, you can't be successful in business because you're not this, you're not that. All you
Right.
got to hire people who are good at the things that you're not.
That's right.
Trick is you have to get to the level where you can afford to hire them. If you only making 60 grand a year, if you're only making 100 grand a year, you might not really be able to afford to hire somebody, right? So actually there's one business coach that I listen to. She says 6 figures in business is business poverty. You got to be at 7 figures to really be able to build this thing out. And you know, as I crossed the 7-figure mark, I understood. I started, because I was like, damn, that's harsh. You know, because like 6 figures, that's the holy grail. You telling people you ain't really doing nothing, like damn. But then when I crossed the 7-figure mark, I realized what she was talking about. Because now I can hire, be the true CEO, truly serve people the way I want to serve them, run up these houses the way I can. I'm providing so many jobs for a lot of people. I can truly just be the talent in my business. And do the things that require my intellectual property. Speaking, which I love, is actually my first love. I love it more than real estate, more than anything.
Word.
I was born with that. I didn't cultivate it. I was the little girl who was in all the church plays. I used to run for student government president, not because I wanted to be the student government president. I just knew that would give me like the one opportunity to speak on stage in front of the whole school during the school year. I did the morning announcements in middle school, high school, college. I was a elementary school. I was a state patrol captain, just so I could boss people around, cross, stop. So I was a little girl who you just could not get her to stop talking. And so speaking is my first love. I even, as a kid, you know, we didn't have, you know, I'm dating myself. So we didn't have computers in school, you know, when I was growing up. Excuse me, we didn't have computers at home when I was growing up. They had just started to come out in school. You had a computer lab in school. And so I remember going in there and I would subscribe to dictionary.com. They didn't even have a whole lot of websites. That was the AOL dial-up days. And I used to go in there, take 15 minutes to even log on with that AOL dial-up, all the screeching noises, all that good stuff. Yeah, all of that. And I used to be on dictionary.com looking up words as a little kid, you know, trying to use these big words. And so I love words. I love speaking. So anyway, it frees me up. Because people talk about freedom, right? The financial freedom. It frees me up to do what God called me to do for me. And then for me to still, you know, make money. Because a lot of people have dreams and goals and they're clear about their purpose, but their purpose won't necessarily make them money. And so that work, hard work, right? And so, you know, you do the work that you need to do so you can do what you want to do.
That's right.
well,
I remember the first time I heard you speak. It was at the BTS event when she started first doing the masterminds, and I was blown away. I was like, "Wow!" So it was slides and everything. I think you had some of the people in tears. I was like, "Oh my God, it's amazing!" So
yeah,
I remember that.
Waterworks, because you know what? It's not like I'm trying to make people cry, but I always say your why should make you cry. And Anthony and I was just talking about this. He said, you know, people have spoken to him about my class and they say, I'm not just teaching real estate. I'm really trying to change people's lives. I do change people's lives. And there's nothing better that you can do. Like, what's better than that? Nothing. And so I know I just got to hit people in a different way. And I use my words to do that, to help change their life.
That's good stuff, man.
That's amazing. The fact that you're using your words for good, you know, because people don't realize like your words really can be good or bad, but you're using your words for good and you're making an impact, you know, in so many different facets.
Yeah, your words can give life. You know, it could take it away too. Listen, stick bones will break my bones with words, and that's lies. Lies. They will break your bones.
So cool thing is, right? We just got another sale, so somebody did purchase during this live. So
it better be more than one. Come on, y'all. Y'all want this ride along this weekend. Y'all better,
Oh,
these tickets are going to sell out. So definitely click right now. You can go to the link in any of our bios and grab your ticket.
For sure, for sure. And then don't forget, your class is going to be June
5th and 6th.
June 5th and 6th.
How to build $1 million real estate portfolio in 1 year. The class is open to everybody, but it's predominantly women, which I love. So I'm teaching women to invest with clarity, with confidence, and really feel like they can do this. We're normalizing the conversation around us becoming millionaires. It's a beautiful thing, amazing community, and my students lead class and they're killing it. So you definitely want to come hang out with us.
Well, that's what's up. And then don't forget the ride along this weekend. And then look, May 29th, you got 2 heavy hitters. You got Atia, you got Lorenzo. Lorenzo just said he bought 5 houses in 1 month. 5 houses.
Yeah, this month.
That's amazing. That's dope. That's amazing. Congrats.
Can I tell them the other part about today?
Yeah.
About your down payment?
Yeah, no, we open book. It's open book. It's fine.
$7,000. You put down $7,000 a day to buy a property.
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
them houses at? I want some of them.
I never even heard of the. I'm in Nicetown. I don't know if you're familiar with Nicetown. I still can't pronounce the block. I had to ask the lady at the closing table, how you say the name of the street? So we're gonna be in Nicetown. And just like, you know, I feel like I'm not gonna say a couple steps behind, but I'm still growing up. I still enjoy that part of buying the process. So when you're number one, what you're passionate about, I love that part about it. The mentorship, it didn't come natural. And I'm like, you know what? It's tough. So I'm glad that you said that it was not, you know, it's work, but it almost comes natural to you. But for the mentorship, I'm like, you know, that's it's a lot.
Yeah. I think everybody, you know, folks make it look super sexy. When you get into it, it's work. So for example, before I had a team, because I just got one, and I've been doing these classes for 3 years. So the first two years, I was doing it by myself. So for me to sell out a class, so my closing rate is like 1 in 3, right? So for me to be able to do that, close 1 in 3 people, and I got the max for my classes. I try to keep them intimate. Let's say it's 20 people.
Okay.
That's 60 phone calls, 30 to 60-minute sessions that I have to do that. People don't want to do that work. So this stuff is not easy on either side. You got to be willing to do the work. A lot of people not willing to do it, or they don't even understand what it takes to get it done. Hey, Naja, I see Naja. What's good? You're in the building.
But with that said, definitely we appreciate everybody who supports. We appreciate everybody that gives us the opportunity to pour into you guys, because it's definitely like we do this because we want to be successful, but at the same token, it's lonely sometimes, like, you know, because most of the people you like grew up with, they're at their job, or, you know, they're chasing their dreams as well. So it's like, if we build little communities of, you know, more Tias, more Lorenzos, more Anthony's, but everybody in their own facet, is like, yo, it's a crazy situation. And again, how many lives and families we can help, you know, make an impact.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt about it. I see Malik down there causing trouble. What are you talking about? I don't what? What is he talking about?
Malik always
I don't know what he's I-don'ting. Yeah, but guys, get your tickets. This event is going to be incredible. I'm super excited for it. I mean, you guys are offering an amazing bonus, this ride along. So y'all want to get your tickets early. That's a huge bonus. Very generous.
I thought the ride along sold out, but it did. But we opened up some more spots at the closing table. But yeah, it was sold out.
Oh, nice.
Like Monday. So.
For the ride along, right. We had
nice. So y'all better go ahead and get those tickets. The event is going to be crazy. I already know it. Like I said, I know a lot of the other speakers. They're the real deal. It's going to be amazing. Malik said, I don't want to put the work in 61-hour calls. Nah, cuz. Yeah, but them 7 figures, you know what I'm saying? You know,
7 figures, man. Now we might have to make those calls. That might seem like it might be worth it for that one.
Out the gate. I didn't come out the gate with that. And you know, honestly, I don't have to do this. I've been in a position for quite some time now where I don't have to work anymore. But I'm a firm believer in a few things. One, and I say this all the time, you're not winning until the people around you winning too. You know what I mean? Who cares that I got this and I got that and I'm got this house and that, blah, blah, and the people around me struggling? That don't even make no sense. So I got to have enough for me and to take care of my people and to just be generous and help folks, you know, when they need it. That means a lot to me. And then we in our community, we need a resource, a safe place to go to get this information. I can't tell you how many people have come to me and talked to me about how they went to some guru in California who was on HGTV and they spent 20 to 40 grand and they got ripped off, and they came to me and I had to teach them real estate 101, like the basics. You know what I'm saying? So that's another reason why I do this. And then women, a lot of women come and they're like, Atia, if I didn't see you, if I didn't see your face, I wouldn't even feel like I could do this. You know what I mean? So I feel obligated. You know, there are people who have helped me out along the way. So, you know, I love paying it forward.
When we salute to you, like I said, every time I talk to you, I walk away with something to, you know, add to my arsenal or try to attempt. You know, so you always raise the bar. Like I said, you always wealth of knowledge to share. So I definitely appreciate you. Looking forward again to May 29th. Lorenzo will be talking. Atia, one last question for you.
Sure.
Between now and May 29th, if you could give us one podcast, one book to read or listen to, what you suggest?
Ooh, one podcast. Well, I gotta shout out Earn Your Leisure because I was hanging in LA yesterday. So if you're not a part of the EYL community, I definitely encourage you to tap into that podcast. They're talking about all things investing, and they actually have an investing club. It's not just real estate, it's stocks, it's trucking, it is Dogecoin, Bitcoin, crypto, you know, that good stuff. Hey, Crystal. Atia got me the hookup. My new real, yes, Crystal, one of my students. She got a raw deal, so I set her up and make sure she was straight. So I'm glad to hear that. We already looking at comps for duplexes. Yes. Okay. So they're like killing it in real life, in real time. So yeah, Earn Your Leisure is definitely a great community. It's not just a podcast; it's a community. Tap in if you're not already a part of it.
Okay, well, we definitely appreciate that. Lorenzo, did you have any other questions for Atia?
No, that was it. You know, I'm glad that you do. I did want to ask a question. I don't know if it's a good time, but is your husband in the business too? And like, how do y'all work that out? Because, you know, I think all three of us on here are married, but I know my spouse isn't involved. Is he involved, or how do y'all work that out?
Yeah, not at all. And certainly as a woman, I get that question a lot because they're like, there's no way you could be doing it by yourself. He's not involved at all, outside of just being like totally supportive of, you know, like literally Monday morning, I was like, babe, I'm popping over to LA real quick to go to this event. He's like, okay, do you, baby? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it actually works out well for us because he works a lot. My husband is killing it in his own industry. He's an accountant. He's doing his thing. Makes me proud. I learned a lot about being excellent in business from him. He has a large staff that he manages. And so I've learned a lot about, you know, teams. He has, you know, teams in the US. He has teams in India. So he's doing his thing. So he ain't got time to be bothering me. And people are like, he's not your accountant. My company is too small.
That would be my next question. Like, is he your accountant? Because you got in-house right there.
I wish. I told him, I was like, baby, if you come on board, you know, like I would like kill it. Like I ain't even doing nothing to what I would do because he is super smart. He's an intellectual. So he certainly upgrades me, upgrades my mindset. We just don't work in business together. We do life together and we just support each other in business. And so because he's as passionate as I am about my work, we both work like crazy hours.
Okay.
Then we take time to fellowship every day.
Vacation.
Lot of fellowship, man. I like that part.
Don't kick us off IG. We fellowship on a regular basis. You know, even if it's just, you know, walking down the hall and, you know, in the middle, he going to the bathroom. I'm going to get a snack real quick. It's a kiss. It's a pat on the butt. Hey, baby, how you doing? You know, checking in. So, and, you know, I do care about, you know, just being a good wife. So, and he is my priority. And so I try to make sure that, yeah, he's good. He makes sure that I'm good. And it's a beautiful thing. And I'm grateful. We celebrated 12 years. I met my husband when I was 18. And so it's not common for people to be able to rock out. But I saw something special in him when I was 18 years old. He saw something special in me. And we were able to hang in there with each other. And so it's awesome. And I'm grateful for that.
That's beautiful.
Definitely major. Definitely major. I'm only on year 2. I got some ways to go.
Yeah, that's good. Everybody got to start somewhere. Everybody, my brother and his wife, they're actually getting ready to celebrate their 25th wedding anniversary. I'm like, woo. So we're actually, they're doing their wedding in Barbados. So we're going to pop down there and celebrate them. Amazing. So yeah, we got to start somewhere, man.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, definitely appreciate you again, Tia. Always a pleasure. Lorenzo, salute to you. Keep doing what you're doing, man. And
Yeah, man.
We'll see you Saturday. And of course, after Saturday, I'll see y'all next Thursday. Next Thursday, got a surprise for y'all. We're switching it up from real estate. We are going to talk about the trucking industry, actually, from car hauling to tow trucking here in Philadelphia. So we're going to switch it up for y'all.
Amazing.
So definitely appreciate you, Tia, again. Lorenzo, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
You already know, man. Thanks a lot.
Appreciate it. Go get this allergy medicine.
Yeah. Hey, Khalid. I see Khalid. I'm just shouting everybody out. Yeah, it was good hanging out with you guys. Thank you so much for having me on. I always enjoy talking to you guys. So, and I can't wait for May 29th. Get your tickets.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
All right, good luck, y'all.
Talk to y'all.
All right. Later.